Shiva Mahapurana. First of all, sage Shaunak expressed his desire to Sutta about knowing the means which could help the man in this era of Kali to attainment of Lord Shiva, by cleansing all the impurities of his mind and rectifying his inherent demonic tendencies. Sutta then described about Shiva Mahapurana, the supreme of all the Puranas, which was narrated by Lord Shiva himself and which was later on retold by sage Vyasa with the permission of Maharshi Sanatkarma, for the benediction of common man. Sutta said, by understanding the mysteries of Shiva Mahapurana and singing its praises, a man attains greater virtues than that which could be attained by being charitable or by the performance of all the ages. Contemplating on the subject matters of Shiva Mahapurana give auspicious fruits just like a kalpataru, a mythological tree which fulfills all the wishes. Shiva Mahapurana contains 24,000 shlokas and 7 samhitas which are Vidyeshwar, Rudra, Shatrudra, Koti Rudra, Ama, Kailash, and Vyasa. Shiva Mahapurana is the best means for man's liberation. Proper method of listening to Shiva Purana. Sage Shaunak requested Sutta to tell about the proper method of listening to Shiva Purana, so that the mankind gets complete benefit. Sutta replied, first of all, an auspicious moment should be determined by an astrologer. After that, friends and relatives should be invited, especially those who have the tendency of being away from such occasions. The sages and the virtuous people should be invited too. The katha must be held in sacred places like Shiva temple, any place of pilgrimage or in one's home after doing a bhumi pujan of the land where one intends to hold the katha of Shiva Purana. The canopy should be well decorated. After making a resolution and doing worship of Ganapati, the destroyer of all hurdles and obstacles, the katha should be commenced. The person who is telling the katha should be facing north and all the listeners should sit facing east. The person who is telling the katha should be a scholar and should be capable of clearing all the doubts from the listener's mind. There should be no kind of distraction during the katha period. A devotee who listens to the katha leaving behind all his worldly worries get complete benefits. A devotee should also make donations and offerings according to his capacity and capability, otherwise he would become a wretched man. The mantra Om Namah Shivaya should be chanted throughout the period of katha. An uninitiated person does not have the right to listen to the katha of Shiva Mahapurana. So a man desirous of listening to Shiva Mahapurana should first get initiated. A devotee who has taken the vow of listening to the katha of Shiva Mahapurana should follow a celibate life. He should sleep on the floor and should have only fruits in the diet. He can have his normal dinner only after the completion of the katha. The diet should be fresh and pure. He should also try to avoid sinful tendencies like lust, anger, greed, attachment and condemnation, etc. Making donations of even meager things give undiminishing virtues. After the methodical completion of the katha, a devotee should perform udyapan, conclusion of the katha, which is similar to the chaturdashi udyapan. The devotee should also charitably make donations to all the Brahmins who have helped in the performance of katha. On the next day the path of Shiva Gita should be performed. If the devotee, listener of the katha, is a householder, then he should perform havan with the ghee prepared from cow's milk, for the pacification of the unhindered completion of the katha. The havan should be performed either with the help of Rudra Samhita mantras or Gayatri mantra or with the shlokas of Purana. Vidyeshwar Samhita. Vidyeshwar Samhita is classified into 25 chapters, has a narration in its first chapter which goes as follows. Once upon a time, the sages were performing a yaja at Purakshetra. Sage Sutta came to know about this and arrived there. All the sages were very pleased to see him. They requested, Lord, though we have heard many tales from you regarding the man's benediction, but today we want to listen to something special. Because in this present era of Kali, when all the castes have forgotten about their respective duties, we want to know, is there any way to prevent the deterioration in the human values? Sutta replied, O great men, your inquiry has great relevance in this era of Kali. I will certainly tell you about the way by the help of which a man can achieve benediction. Shiva Maha Purana contains the essence of Vedantic philosophy, which gives worldly pleasures as well as salvation. Mere remembrance of it destroys all the sins of a man. One who studies the Rudra Samhita attentively, his gravest of sins are destroyed instantaneously. One who studies Rudra Samhita silently, sitting in front of bare idol, all of his aspirations are fulfilled. A man gets liberated from the sin of killing a Brahmin, if he studies Rudra Samhita while circumambulating a banyan tree. Kailash Samhita is even superior than Rudra Samhita, as it elaborates upon the meaning of Omkar. Shiva Mahapurana is created by Lord Shiva himself. It contains 12 samhitas which are Vidyeshwar, Rudra, Vinayak, Ama, Matri, Ekadash Rudra, Kailash, Shatrudra, Koti Rudra, Sahasrakoti, Vyasa, and Dharma. Initially it contained 1,00,000 shlokas, but it was precised to 24,000 shlokas by sage Vyasa. The present Shiva Purana is the fourth one, which consists of 7 samhitas. The earlier 3 Shiva Puranas are unavailable. The scientific analysis of the Vedantic mysteries are the main subject of this divine Shiva Purana. The study of Shiva Purana helps a man to attain Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha. Sutta continued with his narration. During the initial period of Svatvaraha Kalpa, 6 prominent sages collected near Triveni and started debating as to who was the greatest deity, among Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. Their debate remained inconclusive, so they went to Lord Brahma to seek the answer. Lord Brahma told them, O revered sages, the source of Vishnu, Rudra, all the deities including myself and all the other creations, is none other than Mahadeo. Union with the Shiva should be the objective of a man to attain that objective. Listening to the qualities of Lord Shiva, singing devotional songs in his praise and contemplating on him are the greatest means, which help to unite with Shiva. Purification of the mind by the help of doing worship and chanting the name of God is called contemplation. Singing devotional songs in the form of stotra, or hymns of the Vedas, or even in one's own language, is called kirtan. The above-mentioned 3 activities are the supreme means to attain liberation. Greatness of Shivalinga, pillar of fire, Omkar. According to Sutta, if a person is incapable of following the above-mentioned 3 activities, that is, Shravana, Kirtan and Manan, then he should worship the Shivalinga. Even by doing this he can attain liberation from all the bondages of the world. Describing about the majesty of Shivalinga, Sutta says, Lord Shiva is the manifestation of Almighty God, Brahma, himself, and for this very reason he is known as Nishkal. Because of his divine beauty, Shiva is called Siguna, God with form. The term Siguna is also expressed in another way, that is Saik. Shivalinga is worshipped since it symbolizes the form of Shiva. Lord Shiva is also considered to be Nirguna, without any qualities. In the first Kalpa of Svatvaraha, a battle was fought between Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu to prove their superiority. Lord Shiva manifested before arrogance. After that he also showed them his form in the shape of Shivalinga. From that day onwards the Shivalinga became famous. Nandikshwarji narrates the tale of battle between Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu. Once while travelling, Lord Brahma reached the abode of Lord Vishnu. He saw Lord Vishnu resting on Sheshnag and being attended by Garuda and other attendants. When Brahma saw that Vishnu did not get up to receive him, he became very angry. Very soon, verbal duel erupted between them. It became so severe that a battle was fought between them, which continued for a very long time. All the deities arrived from the heaven to watch the battle. They became very worried when they saw no sign of battle coming to an end. They decided to go to Lord Shiva, to seek his help. Though Lord Shiva knew everything, but feigning ignorance, he asked about the well-beings of the world. The deities told him about the battle fought between Brahma and Vishnu. Lord Shiva then sent his 100 Ganas to pacify both of them. He too went there accompanied by Mother Parvati, boarded on a chariot. When Lord Shiva reached there, he saw that Brahma and Vishnu were about to use their deadly weapons Maheshwar and Pashuphat, respectively. Fearing the destruction which these deadly weapons might have caused, Lord Shiva manifested himself in the form of Anilstamba, pillar of fire, between them. Brahma and Vishnu had already released their weapons Maheshwar and Pashuphat. Both the weapons fell into that pillar of fire and got destroyed. Brahma and Vishnu were very surprised to see the pillar of fire, which was so enormous in size that it reached the sky and penetrated down the earth. Vishnu transformed himself into a boar and went to Patal, netherworld, to find the base of that pillar of fire. But he was unsuccessful in his attempt and came back. Similarly, Brahma transformed himself into a swan and flew up in the sky to find its limit. While going through the aerial route he met with a Kedaki flower, which had still some freshness and fragrance left in it. Lord Shiva smiled at the futile attempts of Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu. As a result of his smile, the Kedaki flower fell down from the branch. Kedaki flower told Brahma that he had been present there since the beginning of the creation, but was unable to know about the origin of that pillar of fire. The flower also advised Brahma against making any effort in that direction, as it would be of no use. Brahma then sought the help of Kedaki flower to give a false witness before Lord Vishnu, that he, Brahma, had been successful in seeing the limit of that pillar of fire. Kedaki flower agreed. Both of them went to Vishnu and Brahma told him that he had seen the limit of that pillar of fire. Kedaki flower gave a witness. Vishnu accepted the superiority of Brahma. Lord Shiva became very angry with Brahma. He proceeded to punish Brahma for his falsehood. Lord Vishnu requested Lord Shiva to spare the life of Brahma. Lord Shiva became pleased with Vishnu and accorded him the same status as that of his own.